Hey everybody, this is James Pelton with AMA number 2 for the day. So we're trying to, with the holidays, we had to kind of pack everything together, but really excited to talk about Up Protocol. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So you guys already heard this from earlier, but need you to hit the like button. And as we are going, if you have questions, you want clarification, please ask. And we'd love to kind of just let you direct if you're confused about something. The only dumb questions are the questions that aren't asked. Okay, so just ask questions if you need clarification on anything. Would love to bring that up. So you guys know Jason pretty well. Nick, you might know, but let's go ahead. Let's start with introductions, and then we'll start talking about Up Finance. You want to start with you, Nick?
Sure. Hi guys. I've been in DeFi for quite a bit now, going on over a year. I've been helping with a bunch of different protocols. Primarily, you guys probably are familiar with Great Finance. I help with partners and partnerships and just, overall protocol advisory and things of that nature. But been in the game for a little bit, invested a lot, been around and do a lot of protocol architecture. So, help design protocols, help advise them on different protocols and the whole nine. So, I mean, that's really how we came up with Up, considering the bear market and stuff. But before we get into it, I'll leave it to Jason.
Yeah, we need a bit of Up right now, don't we?
Yes.
Today's
going not too bad. So.
Just your day is going to end horribly. Then I'm just warning you. Like even my team on the trading bot side, they're already telling me like people are happy now in the morning. Wait until this evening. They're going to be upset again. We need a bit more Up in our lives. I can promise you that.
Okay, well, thanks for the optimism, Jason. Ruining the rest of the day.
I want it to go down. I want it to go down because if it goes down, Up goes up. If it goes up, Up goes up.
Yeah. And the
appreciating totally circle. And I think we all know. I'm not going to introduce myself. Like I'm basically your right-hand man on all these damn AMAs. I'm probably on more than them than anybody else. So
probably
everybody knows me by now.
More than I'm on.
I think so. I probably ask more questions than you do on your own YouTube channel. But anyway.
Oh yeah, you definitely do that. Can you start? What's the relationship between you and Nick and Up and WarFi? How did this come together? I don't even know the answer to this. So how did this kind of come together?
Okay, well, pretty simple. I mean, Great Finance, obviously great protocol. I mean, I've been working with Nick on other projects as well, and you guys know me and partnering up with good people in the space. So, what we've obviously done is, when we were talking about the WarBots, and our trading bots and stuff like that, we've been talking to Great Finance about this as well. And me and Nick have known each other even before Great Finance. So we were basically always looking, to get to the next step when it comes to the WarBots, and paying out in BUSD and a stable coin is amazing. But imagine paying somebody out in an appreciating stable token. Now that sounds better. Any project with an appreciating stable token sounds better. So we've basically formed Up as a way to now, grow an ecosystem around it. Same as what we're doing, obviously, with the whole WarFi ecosystem. Basically, we need a better token in a sense to build it around, because like you guys know, we're moving away from the kill token, and the soldiers and the NFTs. We want to obviously focus on bigger and better things. So that's why we've come up now with Up, and Up is just going to be an appreciating stable token that we basically sent a WarFi around. There's a couple different projects that are going to be obviously, using it as well, which is quite cool because it obviously needs partnerships, and that's one of the reasons why we've done it like that. And that's how me and Nick have known each other for quite a while, obviously.
Okay, gotcha. No, that's making a lot of sense. So for people who don't know, I read through the white paper and everything, so I'm pretty familiar with it. But can you talk through what is the Up token and what makes it unique from what else is out there right now?
So, I mean, there's a couple of different, similar tokens, right? So there's, XUSD, things like that, USD plus. The basic premise of the always up model, hence the name, is you have a mint and redeem, right? So you can't, this is not listed on liquidity on a DEX. There's no IL tied to, price action and price impact and stuff like that. So it's I guess you could equate it to something like a Frax type of model. Well, Frax is fractionally backed. Up will be 100% collateralized all the time. There will never be an Up token in circulation that is not backed by BUSD, right? but the backing per up is going to be what changes. So the basic mechanics of it are why it goes up on a buy, which we call a mint, and goes down on a sell, which we call a redemption. And the premise behind that is the actual mint and redeem fees, right? So you buy, let's just say up is $1, right? And we're going to use simple math. I gave some simple math in the white paper. It's more of a curved price. You know, it follows a curve because every token you purchase changes the price for each subsequent token. But let's just say we start out up as $1 and you buy $100 worth of up, so you expect to get 100 tokens. Well, so there's a 4% mint fee. So technically you get 96 tokens, but the treasury gets $100, 100 BUSD, let's say. So now you have $100 backing 96 tokens. So you paid $1 per token, but now it's the circulating supply is 96, but there's $100 backing in the treasury. So now the token price is probably like 103, 104, something like that, right? And then say you turn around and there's $100 in circulation, let's say 101, because you can't divide by 0, right? So 100 coins in circulation, and you sell 101 coins in circulation, you sell all 100, right? You get paid out for 95 tokens. There's still 1 in circulation, but 5% of your sale, say it was $1 again, the next token to be purchased is going to be $5 because it's always the circulating supply divided by the, you know, the backing treasury, right? So like I have 1 million tokens in circulation, but I have 2 million BUSD backing it. That's $2 per token. So it goes up on a buy, it goes up on a redeem. And the beauty of the redemption here is that it destroys the token. It's not in circulation anymore. So that's why it also can go up. So there's a balancing act between the mechanics. Obviously, it's not linear like my example, right? So the more tokens that are in circulation, the less the buys actually affect the upward momentum of the price. Sells have more of an exponential take on the price because they're actually destroying the tokens in circulation. So as that reduces, you know, it's a balancing act, right? So right here, we're all dependent on volume of the tokens, buys and sells. So, you know, you can think of it, price appreciation can be pretty much controlled by expansion and contraction, and you can always sell. So that's the beauty of the protocol as a user of our protocol, is we always encourage profit taking, and you can always sell, and it does not hurt the protocol to do so. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know how some other protocols might say, you know, you want to stay in, you want to stake, you want to earn the, like, you know, the interest, you want to be healthy to the protocol.
The
For
Ponzi
us,
schemes, let's just say it right out. There's a lot of
you know,
Ponzi schemes in this case, and they want you to compound. We want you to sell your tokens because it helps the price, obviously.
well, sure. But we always say, like, I mean, you can hold them. We're going to offer like staking rewards too, just like all the other ones, but you're not going to receive inflationary staking rewards. That's the difference here. Every token has been bought, right? And is backed. So like the staking rewards that you would receive were purchased by the protocol. So like we're going to invest our investment treasuries. We're going to invest based on, you know, our NFT presale, like the amount that we raise, and the funds that we use, we're going to give back, and we're going to push them to, like, you know, NFT holders and stakers, right? So we're going to reinvest, buy up tokens, and send them. So that's the other beauty of this protocol, is the protocol investing in itself, it benefits the user. So we don't have to do the hypes of like buy back and burn, you know, which doesn't really, or just burn tokens, you know, protocol tokens. Protocols usually get free tokens. We can't get free tokens. So, I mean, that's the gist.
Okay. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. So we've seen a couple other protocols kind of similar to this, and I kind of want to talk about what might be different. Just so I'm understanding, so how much of the BUSD used to mint goes into the treasury? Is it all of it? And then are you investing with all of it, or are you keeping some of that as a backing, or what's kind of going to be that split up there?
So for every token that's minted, so like say $1, right? You know, there's a certain percentage. So with the mint fee at 4%, right? So there's an allocation, right, with the percentages listed. Should be somewhere in the white paper. right? So like
There
if you can see those percentages, right? So 1.6% goes into the backing treasury, 1% into the investment treasury, 1% into the protocol treasury, and 0.4% to NFTs, right? So when we get to the launch and the mint of the NFTs, the own NFTs are going to be earn 10% share for perpetuity, like anything that we come out with. So we're really gonna, the Up Protocol is gonna really be the backbone of building out a larger ecosystem, right? Different services like revenue streams, models, investments, things like that. So not just buys, like redemptions and mints from the Up token itself. The NFTs will also be privy to earning from future protocols and future things that we release within this ecosystem. But the way it works is, you can see 1.6% goes to the backing treasury, right? So you get 4%. So like I said, 100 tokens, you purchase 100 tokens, you spend 100 BUSD, and so you get 96. So the protocol backing treasury is going to get 97.6. You know what I mean? To back 96 tokens. So you get a percentage increase there. 1% to the investment treasury, and then 1% to the protocol treasury for expenses and things like that. And then 4.4% to the NFT holders.
Okay.
And then same thing on the redemptions, like 2% goes into the backing treasury on the redemptions.
Gotcha. No, that makes a lot of sense. Can you talk about what are you planning on doing with the investments, and then how does that flow back to
My turn.
holders as well?
So what's going to happen is, just to give a rundown. Okay, so how this is all going to kick off is everybody's going to obviously want to get in at the pre-sale of the token, but there's a way to do this. Okay, so firstly, there's going to be an NFT sale. All right, a pre-sale, if you will, on NFTs. Now there'll be a certain number of NFTs, okay, which we should have obviously at about 10,000. Okay, now they costing $200 a pop. Now, what that firstly gives you, it gives you access to the pre-sale. So you'll be able to be one of the ones that don't have any buy tax. You'll be able to get obviously the tokens at $1. Boom. So you'll obviously, let's say you spend $200 on an NFT, you'll be able to buy $200 worth of the token. Okay. So if you buy more NFTs, you're able to buy more tokens. So that's the first thing. It gets you early access. Obviously, as Nick was also saying, it also gives you a percentage of all the taxes. So the trading volume up or down, you get a percentage of those obviously taxes. All right. So that's you're going to be earning, and not just that, of all the other things we do, same as what we do at WarFi. Very simple.
And just
but a percentage
to
of those,
right?
Yeah.
This is one of the things that's not marketing hype for us to say. You'll never be able to get up at pre-sale price, right? It's not like other protocols where if you participate in pre-sale, token 10x's, and then a month later it's below pre-sale. In this instance, our pre-sale price will be the lowest price the token ever goes for.
Ever, obviously, because it'll always only go up. I mean, hence why we call it up.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a very simple, obviously, premise, and then what's going to happen? So with some of those funds allocated from that NFT pre-sale, okay, what's going to happen is, first of all, we will guarantee that the people that were in the pre-sale buying the tokens because they got the NFT, we will guarantee that the price at launch will be 10% higher than what you bought it for. So a day later, you could buy 2,000 tokens. A day later, it's not sitting at $1 anymore. It's sitting at $1.10. You're already in profit, guaranteed. That's the first thing. All right. Second thing, okay, when it comes to obviously the investments, another portion of the investments, yes, we putting up the price because of the contract balance, but we're also putting in, this is where WarFi comes into it, and why, once again, like I've been saying for months now, we're building a whole ecosystem that is going to go into trading bots. We all know Shiny Jackal, we all know WarBots, we all know how well they're doing. That's going to go there, which once again generates more funds, which we will then be able to buy up tokens with and give them out. People can stake for them. We can use them as rewards, but we're buying the up token constantly on a month-to-month basis with these profits. So once again, we are helping the price appreciate without our obviously investors buying and selling. So it's a whole turn, it's a whole circle. And like I've been saying, James, I mean, through WarFi, through anything I've worked on, it's about building an ecosystem with trusted partners and projects. And I mean, you guys saw the MDB partnership we just had with WarFi. They've invested treasury money into us. I'm not going to tell you how much. a lot. Anyway, so there's another 3 other big protocols coming on. WarBots are actually taking over. And like I've been saying on all the WarFi things is that we need to start building an ecosystem with good players. And this is what this is doing. But the kill token or a stable token is not good enough to build an ecosystem around. And this is where the appreciating stable token comes in. And this is why Up has been created to be the center of all that. And that's why we've got Nick, who's a freaking master, and why he's going to be leading this project. Obviously, we're both co-founders, but we've got this, and obviously this is going to be the backbone of the whole ecosystem that WarFi has been talking about for the last 6 months.
Okay. Are you planning on all WarBots, except for some of the special ones? Are you planning on all WarBots paying out in Up token, or what about for people who have WarBots now?
They'll have a choice. So remember, when the DApp obviously is finished for the WarBot specifically, you're going to be able to, if you want to be paid out in BUSD, that's your own choice. Great. You know, if you want to be paid out in Up tokens, even better, because if you're holding Up, you're just generating through every single way you can. All right. But what's nice is, like I said, the treasury itself, the investment treasury, will have its own WarBots.
Yep.
So Up will be investing into WarFi, which once again pays out Up, which helps the Up token. Like I said, I've been saying this for months. This whole ecosystem will be built around everything, and this is going to now be the backbone of this ecosystem I've been talking about for months.
Okay, it's the stable coin of the ecosystem. I think
Well,
appreciating stable
appreciating
token.
stable
I would say appreciated. So it's what the good nomenclature is 100% back perpetually appreciating token, right?
Okay.
If
Because
you want to be
it's not because technically if we say stable coin, it's not stable. It's going going up.
It's stably appreciating.
It's
Okay.
backed though, right? Like so you're never gonna. It's backed by stable coins, right?
Semantics.
Semantics,
100% back.
Tomato.
That's why we're doing an AMA, right?
Well, we don't want it. So what we don't want to like proliferate is that it's pegged, right? It's not pegged, right? We don't expect this to be hugely like it's not going to 5x. I mean, it could 5x, but it depends on like that whole like volume that I talked about. If we equate like trading, for example, to like a zero-sum game, where you'll see like the volume generated on like a BTC on some random exchanges, $1.2 billion, right, of trading volume, but the price is not reflective of like $1.2 billion being put into BTC on that exchange. It's just buys and sells, right? If we do that, if we can kind of get adoption in a lot of volume, buys and sells, and even out over time, and we get a good amount of volume, the price can really go high. Because if you do the net zero sum game, we start out with say a great pre-sale and we have 1 million tokens in circulation, and then we can generate millions in volume month over month, not necessarily millions in like extra capital added to the token, but if it's kind of like like this, like back and forth buys and sells, that really affects the price in a very good way, in a manner, because you're actually, and that's what we'll do as a protocol as well. A lot of the tokens that we buy, we will schedule sells so that we don't inflate our supply too much, right? And our sells obviously also help the price of the token go up. So they will help people that are holding on, that are staking and things like that. So we will schedule things like that and whatnot. So we can kind of expand and contract the supply in a healthy manner.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
We had a few questions here from the audience just for clarification. So for the pre-sale, the NFT is $200. Then you still need to spend $200 to get the tokens, right? Can you explain the benefit of the NFT again? Is it a mini WarBot, or what's the benefit of the NFT itself?
Okay, so a few things. So first of all, you just because you've bought the NFT doesn't mean you have to buy the tokens. Okay, that's just one of the cool utilities that the NFT gives you. So the NFT, firstly, the $200 that you're paying, that's going to obviously give you a percentage of all the taxes, from all the trading value going through this token. All right, so you basically have, once again, like I've been talking about, in case World War III doesn't start, then you've got rewards for the rest of your life. Same way that we're doing with trading bots. And obviously, I can't guarantee that the rest of your life, my life, whatever, That's all just semantics once again. But for as long as obviously there's DeFi, this is obviously this NFT is going to pay you part of these taxes while the Up token is getting traded. Okay, that's the first benefit. The second benefit is obviously giving you access to everything that the Up token is being a part of. All right. So, like I said, WarFi is obviously, investing into this, and Up is investing into WarFi. So, once again, you're getting obviously that as well. You're getting early access to the pre-sale of the actual token. So, the token will never be at $1 ever again. Like I said, you're getting it at $1, the token itself. Okay. At launch, a day, maybe 36 hours later, the token will already be sitting at $1.10, maybe more. Okay, but we guaranteeing that the price will already be 10% more. So you can guarantee that you're making obviously 10% back already on those obviously tokens a day later. And yeah, like let other people sell, buy, hold, sell, whatever. The point is we're going to anyway be buying into the Up token ourselves because we know what we're going to be doing with obviously the investment treasury, and we're going to obviously use this throughout all the other ecosystems. Like I said, this is the backbone of WarFi. So we know what we're going to be doing with it. We're going to be pushing up the price ourselves. A nice little thing that you guys don't know, WarFi's treasury will be buying up tokens. Why wouldn't we want to inflate our own treasury? We're going to appreciate our own treasury. And that's what we're going to be doing with other, obviously, projects as well. So in our roadmap, you'll see we'll eventually have a launch pad. We'll have this. You know what? We want everybody to actually put their whole treasuries in this. That's the point, because, hey, we can help you appreciate your actual treasury. We can obviously do a lot more for your treasury than you probably have, especially in this market right now. I mean, the same as what WarFi is doing. We've got the best bots on the market. I mean, anybody has come to me and say, yeah, we made like 2% this month. We made 1% this month. And those were some of the best miners. WarBots we're not even halfway through. Well, we're not even full way through the month. And we're already sitting on just over 8% for the month in profit. So we know what we're doing. Okay. And we've been doing this. This has been planned for a long time. I have been talking about this for a month, but that's just some of the benefits and utilities that this NFT will give you. So it's
no, I think that makes it clear. So you don't have to. So the main purpose of the NFT is not to get into the pre-sale. The pre-sale is just an added benefit, but actually 10% of all the ecosystem revenue, that's actually why you want the NFT is for that. That's going to be bigger than being able to buy the tokens pre-sale. But that's just an added benefit. So I think that makes sense. Then just to verify, I think some people, we hear tokens come on and say the price can never go down. But they don't. I think there's a little bit of confusion that this is not just marketing that the token can't go down. This is actually tokenomics and mathematics that the price of the token can't go down.
So there's the actual algorithm. I mean, it's not really an algorithm. It's pretty straightforward. So unlike other tokens, which pricing is used with I guess you can say Uniswap V2 models most of the time, and liquidity pairs where you have token A paired with token B, and token A is actually priced for token B. So like say you have token A with USDC, I have 100 token A, 100 USDC, so my price is $1 per token. Buys and sells at price impact on that decentralized exchange affect the price of that token. And the Oracle queries the pool for the underlying reserve values of the token. This is the technical mumbo jumbo, but to make it short,
big words right now, Nick.
Yeah. So, but in the DEX world, that's how pricing is determined. The amount of token A in a pool compared to the amount of token B in the pool. The token is priced in token B, which is usually a stable coin or BNB or an L1, like gas token, right? So that's how the price is determined. And it's the prices differ across all exchanges. Centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, usually there's arbitrage going on that's controlling those prices. Our price is solely determined from our app, right? It is solely determined from our backing treasury versus circulating supply. So technically the app controls the price. We would never touch the backing treasury in what way, shape, or form.
It's a contract. Just remember
we can't.
It's a contract that's going to be audited.
If we had no taxes, it would be synonymous with buying a stable coin, right? It would be you mint a stable coin, it goes to the backing treasury, and that's it. And the price doesn't go up or doesn't go down, but the amount of coins in circulation are determined by the treasury supply. In this instance, we are putting more money in the treasury than the tokens will be in circulation, which is why buys and sells cause the price to inflate. Always. Now, it's not going to inflate like I was trying to say before, like from $1 to $5 in a month. It's not. It shouldn't, and it's not supposed to do like that. It's supposed to be more of a gradual increase. And the whole point is we're talking about we're in a bear market here, and this makes ultimate sense for you can call it like an interest-bearing stablecoin, right? It makes ultimate sense to do this in a bear market. And the good thing about it is it performs even better in a bull market because of volume. You get a lot more volume in a bull market.
Right.
So, based on token mechanics, it can't go down because of the way that it's set up. You always mint and you always redemption has to be through our application, right? It has to be through our DApp.
I'll also give them a couple like simple words for like DeFi dummies 101. All right.
Sure.
So you got 10 tokens, all right, and they start off at $1. Okay. So you, for example, James Pelton, he goes in, he buys 1 token, all right. Now he's put in his dollar, okay, but there's let's say a 10% tax. So he's only received 0.9 of a token, okay. So now the actual the supply of the token is 10.09, but there's $11. So the price went from $1 to $1.01, $1.0.9. Sorry. All right, something like that. Okay, and
Sure.
It's the same with selling. You're actually redeeming it. You're burning it in a sense. We don't like to use that word because it's not the correct term, but for normal people, let's say burning the token out of supply. So now somebody, James, the same person, takes that 0.9 of a token and he sells it. So it's taking it out of the actual supply, if you want to call it that. Okay. Now we're back to 10. All right. But remember, there's once again a 10% tax on that. So he would have only got paid out not 0.9. He actually got paid out 0.81 because that 0.09 was tax. And that went once again to the backing. So even though he sold it, all right, the price of the token went up. But it's only James who bought and sold. Okay. That's the difference, guys. The contract, obviously, it's a contract. It's a smart contract that holds the balance. We can't touch it. It can't be lended out or borrowed or gone into. It's a smart contract. The smart contract holds the backing, and it's always 100% backed. That's it. Plain and simple.
Okay. Yep. Nope. I think that makes sense. I was putting together a spreadsheet to maybe show it, but the spreadsheet gets a little complicated. But do check out the white paper here because it goes through it. Specifically the price action explained. It shows when 1,000 is sold or 1,000's bought, here's what kind of happens. And I'll try to get a spreadsheet together at some point and kind of show if people are still having a problem with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing to note is like those examples are very rudimentary math. And like I said, it's like, you have 1,000 tokens, I sell 500. This is what goes in, and that's more like each token is going to have a different price. Just like when you buy a token from a DEX, you're not paying $1 for every token. There's a price impact, right? Each token is going to have a different price. So, but those examples show it pretty clear cut, right? What happens when you sell, what happens when you buy. The end result is always the treasury has more money in it than the backing supply was, right? For the amount in circulation. That's the end result. That's the easy peasy way to explain it, right? When I buy, I get less tokens, but my entire buy goes into the treasury. When I sell, I get less BUSD, but all of my tokens are burned, if that makes sense to everybody.
Yep. No, it makes a lot of sense. And then Vibe Check wants to know, this was promoted by BitBoy last year. Just to clarify, this is not promoted by BitBoy last year. This is brand new, a whole different team. He might have had a protocol with the same name or similar idea, but this is nothing to do with BitBoy or anything he's ever promoted, correct?
But if he could promote us, we would accept it. The guy's massive,
sure.
But no.
I'm too old. I don't know who BitBoy is.
Oh, you don't know who BitBoy is? Oh, okay. Well, We'll
This
do
is
all
a
the
nerd that
inbox.
works on a PC all day and makes sure that everything runs properly, and I
That's how
keep
you
him
know
there.
he's a
You
good
know.
developer. He doesn't know who BitBoy is. That's good. One has a similar tokenomics. They've had some trouble
Yeah.
with investments of their treasury. Do you want to talk about, so what happens if you do the investment treasury and lose everything or something like that? Does that really affect the protocol, or what would you
We're not investing the backing treasury. So that is the difference here is, right, like we don't touch the backing treasury. So like no matter
The
what
contract
happens,
balance stays in the
no.
contract. We're
So
only investing from the obviously funds raised, not from the backing of the token. Sorry, go for it, Nick.
I don't know if I
Oh,
froze. Did I freeze?
He's
yeah,
frozen.
you froze
Still
a
hear
bit.
your audio though.
Oh, so you know, my I moved because of the kids, so battery saver is on. So we'll never touch the backing treasury, in short, right? So like the like our investments, if we say, you know, we lost like everything, it's a small percentage. It's a percentage of the fees, right? It's not, you know, and we lost it all. It doesn't touch the protocol. Like the actual token itself is unaffected by our investments, right? But I mean, we will tend to, you know, get community feedback on investments that they want us to do, and, you know, back and forth. And a lot of our investments are going to be stable coin, like leveraged yield farming on different chains, which have, like, you know, better return rates, just so we can always just have constant influx, you know, WarBots, things like that, trading bots. We're going to do a lot of different strategies for investments just to generate consistent volume and revenue to do
But
that,
we're
you
also
know,
not
feedback
just
loop.
from that. Like we're also going to be using the Up token, you know, like I said, around many other protocols. WarFi is obviously adopting it. Like I said, this is going to be the backbone of the whole ecosystem. Guys, within the next 6 months, there'll be 3 other projects using this exact same token. And they're going to be doing investments. They're going to be doing their own, obviously, projects. They're going to be doing, obviously, other mechanisms. All right. So it's not just about what Up is doing, it's about what WarFi is doing. It's what a Ambo is doing. Oh, shit. I wasn't supposed to say that yet. I'm not sure if I. Anyway. Damn it. Okay, so there's already a few partnerships.
Her?
We'll get to that at a later stage. But anyway,
No alpha.
it's basically an ecosystem, once again, of different projects using this one token. Okay,
Yeah.
so even if protocol A fails, it doesn't affect the Up token. It can only help it. That's the point of Up. This is a perfect token for you to obviously put your money in a bear market, because you know it can only go down, it can only go up.
Yeah, and
Like
even
a
if
great
it
store of
doesn't,
value almost.
it can't. So even if we want to say something like not guarantee the price appreciation, right? It won't go down. So we at least can say that it won't go down, right? Like we can at least say that
Guarantee
you won't have
100%.
price crashes because it is effectively backed, and like you don't sell it to a liquidity pool, although we will do things like that and allow, like, you know, add liquidity and stuff like that, but it still won't affect the price. So, you know, it's synonymous with like a lot of, like, you know, like look at Frax. It's held its peg quite well, but you can always redeem Frax for $1 on the site, even if a liquidity pool says it's 90 cents. You can always go to the app and still redeem Frax for $1, things like that. Like so, you know, because it is backed, it's probably 100% backed now. I think they were moving towards that model, but same thing here, right? We're never gonna, like, investments. All our investments, all that we're trying to do is, like, you know, kind of feed the volume and help the ecosystem thrive. The revenue streams, trying to share those and try to use the extra revenue to buy up tokens, things like that, and just kind of have this feedback loop. And a token like this kind of lends itself to like future endeavors, like, you know, I mean, look at the roadmap, making like DEX liquidity and helping projects launch. And when they launch with up token liquidity as the pair, right? You know, things of that nature. Just because when you pair with an always up token, your underlying asset actually also increases in value due to, like, some. I mean, if you want to read about DEX LP mechanics, right? Go ahead. I mean, I won't bore everybody, but
I mean, who doesn't want to read about that?
sure.
I do want to talk a little bit about the roadmap, but we have a bunch of audience questions, so I want to try to get through some of these. So first off, is it possible? So you can buy the up token without the NFT, correct? That's
Yes, correct. That's just pre-sale. That's like to get in at the ground floor, right? You know, get in at $1. So, you know,
Okay, gotcha. And then, so we there are a few other tokens that do something similar, like we've talked about, like specifically MDB Plus and Phoenix Plus. You know, they've been on my channel a lot. Other than diversification, why would someone put money into Up rather than one of those other projects kind of doing something similar?
They're putting money into us.
Well, and what, yeah, and I would say these are kind of just all driven by volume. So it's just a matter of what all is going to be using it, and like if your warbot gets paid out in MDB Plus or it gets paid out in Up, then you might as well just you keep it in what it's paid out in, because if you sell or buy, you're going to have the buy or sell tax. So yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it.
People who know me and know what's coming in the future and what I'm creating. Stick with WarFi, stick with Up, stick with stuff. You'll see.
I would
that
say you're investing in the team, and you're investing in, you know, roadmap and, you know, things like that nature and what we're going to come out in the future. Because we're really driven on actually providing value to the ecosystem, which in turn provides value to the, you know, the backbone, the Up token, and just more on just like creating revenue streams and stuff like that. So we're not simply just thinking about, let me get a treasury and invest it and hope for the best. We're going to keep developing, right? We're going to keep coming out with applications. We're going to keep coming out with different protocols and really, you know, build this ecosystem and use this token as the backbone.
Okay, so it's kind of just a matter of which ecosystem. So if you want to be exposed to the Up ecosystem and the WarFi ecosystem, then you can do that. So yeah, Gio's saying dodge the question. Why invest in this instead of the other ones? So that's kind of what
I can't remember. I'm
not financial advice. We can't give financial advice.
And not just that, like, let's be honest, you know, they have now partnered with us to invest in our WarBots. Okay, that's facts. Okay, so they've come to us. Wonder why. At the end of the day, I'm not going to talk bad about one of my partners. They're a great protocol. They're doing great things. Okay, and that my ambition might be different to somebody else's. And if people know me by now in this space and what I've been doing, you invest not just into a protocol, you invest into the team. And that's going to be the answer. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody. You know, I've already done that. I've tried to warn people about all the bad projects out there. I tell you, don't get involved in freaking Ponzi schemes. Don't get involved if a project doesn't have freaking external revenue coming in from day one. Don't get into stuff where you can lose money. And that's why I only put my name behind and my actual money behind. I've started projects that I've built out before even bringing it to investors. We all know I pay for stuff out of my own pocket before I even launch it. Okay, we don't expect investors to pay for stuff, and that stayed tried and true. That's why WarFi keeps doing so well, and all these projects, like, they'll come out with their own announcements. Just watch in the next couple of weeks how many projects are actually in the WarBots, and then make up your decision after that.
There you go. There you go. Fair. Who all are in the Up Protocol team?
So founders, right here, boom, and then obviously we've got a couple devs that are actually from other protocols. Can we announce them yet, Nick?
No, but they're trusted protocols. But no, we can't. Not yet.
Okay, so when on their terms they'll be announced. All right, but luckily, obviously, you know, when, like I do with all my other projects, everything else is outsourced, because the less people, the less problems.
Okay, nope, I think that's fair. Will the tokens have a max supply?
No, they will not. No, they will not. I mean, like I said, every token that's in circulation has been minted, right? So they're you know, so technically it could inflate to, you know, 100 billion tokens, but at that point, like, it's backed by at least
$100 billion.
At least 100. I mean, obviously, if we got 100 billion people to buy, you know, $100 billion worth, the token would have a very large backing comparatively. So yeah, no, there's no, but like the supply will constantly expand and contract based on buys and sells, right? So like it'll go up, like the token supply will ramp up and people will take profit, so it will contract.
Yep, absolutely. Can I ask, how come staking? If something that you want with this is you want people in and out, how come the staking, you introduced that?
I gotta go plug in my computer. This is Hold on one sec. Jason,
Can't
you
take-
want to
He like dropped me on the right moment. Like, yeah, go
There
away.
you
It's fine. Like, so there's different mechanics obviously of this whole thing, and we want to, it's the same reason why when WarFi came out we had not just a game, you know, we also had the soldiers, we also had obviously from the trading bots, because there's so many hot topics right now and you need to capture a lot of different people that have got a lot of different investing mindsets. Okay, and you need to cater to everybody. So once again, what we do with obviously a portion of our profits generated from the WarBots in WarFi is we buy up tokens and we're like, hey, you know what? Here, we're putting a pool for you guys. You know what? Here we go, just as a cool rewards. And those are only for the people that hold the NFT. Haha. Here's some free tokens. Stake your tokens and earn some more for free. It's just great ways to obviously build an ecosystem and build a trusted actual ecosystem where you trust the team. I've been building WarFi for quite a while. I've been obviously having a lot of, you know, success with WarFi and the trading bots and everything like that. And once again, the best way I believe in this space is to build trust, unfortunately, is by people actually earning money. And it's sad to say, but that's what it's come down to. Because of all the bad protocols out here, people are not going to trust you until they've made money off of you. And if that's what we're going to have to do, then we're going to have to keep giving our money until we obviously have this massive ecosystem where people are obviously trusting what we're doing, trusting the team. And when we tell them, hey, now the next step, we're building an exchange, or we're partnering with Elon Musk because we're literally going to the moon, or whatever. The point is, like, we need to build a trusted big community. And you do that by showing what you can do, but catering to everybody, but revolving around one central point. So, yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Pretty much.
That makes sense. No website yet, correct? Do we know when the website will be ready?
No, it was going to be ready for tonight by this call, but there was a couple things I wasn't happy with sharing. Like, you know me, I'm very professional. So you can share the Discord. The website will probably be out in about an hour or two, give or take. There is the white paper that people can read so long. But yeah, website, give it a little bit, guys, a little bit. But yeah, if you know me by now, I don't talk shit. So
Okay.
am I allowed to swear on your channel, James?
I don't know. That's that you're one of the few that do. So I don't know. We'll have to see how people
Damn
react.
South Africans. Gee whiz.
I'll have to mark it as not safe for children now, you know. I know that there's not really any way to know this for sure, but do you have some idea, or if you guys run some calculations on what kind of volume will get what kind of, you know, price appreciation on something like this?
Well, I'm going to use somebody else as an example, and I might, maybe it's bad form, James. Look, for example, how Phoenix Plus is done, okay? With their taxes that are at about 2%, I believe. They've gone from $1 to $1.60, James, if I'm not mistaken. And that's in a couple months, right? Month, 2 months? Okay, so 60% on what you obviously originally purchased the token for, and our taxes are a little bit higher. And we're using that money to generate more money to get more volume, which is also being generated by WarFi, a protocol that's already running successfully, which that token that I've just referenced to, they've bought into as well, and a whole ecosystem just going around. So
Okay.
I can't tell you, like, I can tell you, you know, it can 2x in 2 months. It can also 2x in 4 months. But what I can tell you is that you're guaranteed your price will never go down, and guaranteed a day after the pre-sale, you'll be in profit. Already 10%. We're just literally giving out money.
Okay, perfect. And JB says, sorry, the correct answer was up. Is what
yeah, the price prediction is up. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. I missed
There you
that.
go.
Damn it.
You have to start using that for marketing.
Yeah.
Is the backed liquidity held in the contract, and any plans for contract audit?
That's exactly how it's held. In the contract, nobody can touch it. Immutable contract. Good. Somebody who understands what a contract is. Okay, good. And yes, it will be audited.
Yes.
We are looking at doing at least 3 audits. Like, I want this thing to get massive. I want to be literally not getting $1 million worth of volume. I want $1 million worth, 1 million users. Like, people understand how far I want to take this. I just want to put it everywhere. Like, yeah, it's going to be massive.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait for Chicken Chaser's YouTube channel.
Oh
There
my
you go.
word. Come
There
on,
you
I've heard
go.
this way. Guys, I have my own YouTube channel. I'm more on James Pelton's channel than he is. Come on.
That's true.
It's called
You can
James.
still have this one. I'll rename it James Pelton and Jason.
There you go.
What chain are you going to be on? You're going to be on the BSC chain. Do you want to talk about
Obviously,
maybe
yeah.
when launch dates are going to be for the NFT and pre-sale, and when you're thinking some of this will happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it, Nick.
Yeah. So you know, tentatively, right? I don't want to say for certain, but like December 1st for the NFT pre-sale start, right? And then a week later, so December 8th for the token pre-sale. So like the NFT mint December 1st, token pre-sale December 8th, and then I don't know, 48 hours later, maybe December 10th, maybe the 11th, the actual DApp launch and go live for, you know, actual live minting and redemption. Right.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds great. And I'll put a link to the Discord. So definitely hang out in the Discord. More details will be in there. Also, you can follow me. I'll be tweeting about this, I'm sure. Jason does a great job of like, hey, letting me know, hey, tweet this out, tweet this out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So Jason knows better than anyone how to, except for maybe Pocket Aces, but how to hold my hand through things that that need to be done. So definitely I'll be tweeting about this when it goes. Do you have to get a whitelist, or can you just wait for launch?
Yeah, remember, one thing I want to tell guys, okay, the pre-sale of the token is only available to the people that bought in the NFTs. Otherwise, you're going to be on the fair launch with everybody else at $1.10. If you want to buy in at $1, you must have bought an NFT. Very simple.
Okay.
No whitelist. It's all fair. It's obviously if you want to have part of the whole ecosystem, you buy an NFT, which also gets you access to the actual pre-sale of the token. Okay, and then the fair launch of the token when the DApp launches for the minting and redeeming will be $1.10, guaranteed.
Okay. All right. Nope. That sounds fair. Does anybody else have questions that they wanted? Will WarBot holders get early buy opportunity?
Ooh, that sounds good. Ask our CEO Nick. What do you say, Nick? I like that.
We'll talk about it. I would say it's something we take back to the table. I mean, like if we wanted to go through, you know, a fair type of ordeal, it's like, you know, do WarBot holders get a discount on the NFT? That could be something, you know, things like that of that nature, right? Because, you know, this is we're partnering with WarFi, but this is also something else.
It's also
right,
its own separate protocol.
It's its own separate protocol, separate ecosystem, as well as, you know, meshing the whole. But the short answer to that is, you know, we are looking to do things like, you know, give discounts and whatnot, and stuff like that. So there's stuff that can be on the table, and we will work out those finer details over the next week.
Okay. And any minimum buy-in, or you could buy just one, right?
You could probably buy 0.1. You could probably buy 0.01. I mean, if you have 1 cent of BUSD in your wallet, sure.
Okay. And then your whitelist purchase quantity is, or the pre-sale purchase quantity is limited to the cash value of the NFT you purchased, correct?
That is correct. Right. So if you buy 5 NFTs at $200 each, you can buy $1,000 worth of the token. Right. So
okay. Awesome. And then we kind of talked about it, but are the NFTs sold already, or can you just say those details again, just in case somebody missed them?
So the NFTs won't be minted until December 1st, at least. Right. Once we, you know, all that stuff will go live and whatnot. We'll come up with more details, and especially in our Discord and announcements, Twitter and all that stuff. And yeah, so definitely keep apprised on that date when we launch that. That's when they'll go on sale.
Okay, and so far I've only heard 100% bullish arguments. What could go wrong? And this is a good question. What do you foresee as potential risks or things that might, you know, throw a wrench in plans?
So I mean, that's like what the interview question. What are your weaknesses? So
the price can go too high.
No. So yeah. You know, my weaknesses are also my strengths. What could go wrong? I mean, obviously, you know, volume, right? Adoption, things of that nature. You're to think about it, your loss is capped if there is any potential at a loss, right? And since we're investing and guaranteeing like a price appreciation from pre-sale, your odds of losing your token value on pre-sale are nullified, right? So if we increase the price by 10% and you pay a 5% redemption fee, you net positive 5%. And that would be without us being able to sell any tokens or buy any, like anybody else buying or selling any tokens. So I guess the real risk is like a lot of other protocol risks in a bear market is actual adoption and volume.
Volume, and if BUSD fails. But
Well,
if BUSD
there you go.
fails, then crypto fails. So
that's like it's synonymous with like USDC, BUSD, USDT kicking the bucket, right? Like if BUSD fails, like obviously that's always inherent risk. We've seen, we haven't seen any of the major like fiat or investment collateralized backed stable coins fail, but I don't want to.
Yeah. And so risks, I say exactly like what you said. It would be just kind of the same risks you have in any protocol. As Scott says here, like the backing treasury getting hacked, or some kind of an exploit, or your funds are on FTX and they get shut down, or things like that. But you guys are definitely mitigating those risks as much as we can in anything in crypto.
I think once the contract audit is done and you see that there's no exploits, that it can't be hacked, and obviously the money's not getting held on an exchange, guys. It's getting held in a contract on the blockchain. Yeah. So
and we will be multi-chain too. So we will eventually decide to go multi-chain and stuff. So technically we will be, if one chain is suffering from something, we will kind of be able to divest our treasuries across multiple chains and do things of that nature to mitigate any kind of on-chain risks or whatever. Not that it's totally necessary, but
yeah. So and then just a little bit of education, because I think a lot of people are kind of getting it, but I think there's still confusion as to what's going on. So I think we just kind of keep re-saying it in different ways. I think it'll help people just kind of figure out. Investment risk too. If the treasury investment fails, it can depeg. That is not the case because the backed treasury. So the Up token is just sitting there in the contract, just waiting for people to come in and out. So there's no way that for it to depeg. I'm not going to say no way, because absolutes are never the right way.
According to the contract, there's no way.
Yes. Yeah. So even if all the treasury investments fail all the way to zero, it still won't depeg because the backed treasury is not being invested. It's just sitting there waiting to back token.
Yeah, so the token itself can live on and function, and the protocol will live on and function. The ecosystem will live on and function regardless of the performance of any investment portfolio that we have, right? So it doesn't matter, like you said, the investment treasury and all the investments could blow up tomorrow, and the protocol will be just fine and just function. The only thing that would be hurt in that regard would be additional volume supplied from those investments. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And that trading volume is what helps appreciate the price. So
yeah,
then the price would go up slower, but it would still go up.
Yep, absolutely. And then just to make sure that we're all understanding too correctly, when you sell an Up token, this is not like a market maker where you're trading one token for another token. You're only trading with and out, in and out of the treasury. So you're not actually ever trading Up tokens to anyone else. You're minting Up tokens and giving them BUSD to do that. And then you're burning Up tokens and getting BUSD back. So there actually doesn't need to be anyone else on the other side. Did I get that right?
It's the contract, right? Your interaction is not with a third party, it's with a contract. That's it. You're supplying BUSD.
There's no people involved, there's no exchanges involved, there's nothing involved. It's a smart contract. Once that smart contract is put out and it's immutable and it's audited and there's no hacks and there's nothing, like I said, we do a few audits to make sure that nothing can ever happen to it, even though there's other ones out there that you can go look at that are fine. And basically, once it's audited and the contract does what it says it does, nothing can happen to it.
Yep, absolutely. And then Vervin says, that's great. Are the backing stables locked into the contract as well? Yes, that's what we're saying is the BUSD, when you get your Up, that's locked in there, so that it's ready to go when you want to take out your tokens.
Correct.
Will James Pelton members get a little extra favor for this? That is a wonderful question. I'll talk with Jason and Nick off air, see what we can do for James Pelton.
I know what he's already going to ask me every time. Same thing. Okay. And yes, we'll do it. Same thing. We'll get a James Pelton code and you'll get 10% off.
Yes.
There you go.
Never hurts to ask, right?
We're not giving anything to James, though. To James's community.
Yes.
You know?
No, I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. We all know.
Did you guys cover how the team is making their money?
Yeah. Well, we have to go for it, Nick. Go for it.
I was going to say, like, so as part of the buy and sell fees, right? You know, it'll go to things like marketing expenses and team pay and things of that nature. That's how the protocol is going to generate, you know, revenue for the investment treasury is revenue for the, you know, financing, you know, future endeavors and, you know, dev pay and team pay and stuff like that.
Yep. Awesome. Funny Churro says this video should be called "How Do Smart Contracts Work?" So it's good. It's good education. And by the way, people who ask questions never feel bad or something that you don't understand the way something works. Like that's one of the reasons that I was happy to have this on, was just to talk through the tokenomics side of it. We don't talk a lot about tokenomics, you know, so
it's because other protocols are afraid to talk tokenomics, James. Like I've been saying, last video, what did I tell you? Video 10 videos before that, what did I tell you? Guys, you need to be asking hard questions like these. Okay. Yes. You have to. And that's why you invest in a team and not in a white paper, not in a this or a that. You know, at the end of the day, you need to be asking questions like this because you need to be doing your own research. And at the end of the day, I applaud every single one that's ever listening to this, right? You're going to be in this market for a long time. Take an hour. Once you've watched this James Pelton YouTube video, go watch another YouTube video about reading a contract for dummies. I've done it. It would show you, okay, oh, here we go. This is what immutable even means. This is obviously a little bit of how to read an actual contract. Do that stuff, guys. Like, you're going to be in this space forever. Crypto is amazing. All right. Do your own research. Be clever about what you're doing in this space. Please, there's so many bad projects out there. And that's why we're obviously here to do what we're doing.
Yep, absolutely. Please flesh out this scenario. In the first 2 to 3 weeks, 90% of users are just buying, only 10% have sold. Is that going to cause volume issues that you were talking about earlier?
I mean, to define issues. Right, like you're talking about major adoption in that, you know, so 2-3 weeks, 90% of users are just buying. So a lot of people are believing in the project. That's one of the reasons why we're going to invest, right? So we can also supply extra volume, and then also one of the reasons why we said that the protocol will schedule cells to kind of control the supply. And in this case, it doesn't hurt the protocol for the protocol to sell. Well, you know, but it does cause, I wouldn't say that it's an issue, but it does cause periods of less price appreciation, right?
Yeah,
so like
all it does is, plain and simple,
so the price curve goes like that,
the up.
Right? So the price curve will slow down the up. It'll never tail off. It'll always get slightly higher, but the more coins in circulation, the more tokens in circulation, the less impact but obviously the less impact that buys and sells have on the price. But that doesn't actually, like I said, you know, it still doesn't hurt you, so to speak, right? You're not going to be able to get less.
It just slows down the interest. It just slows down the appreciation. That's all it can do. Think about it this way. If you're buying $1,000, okay, of a token, and there's only 10,000 tokens in that contract, you're buying basically 10% of the contract. It's a percentage of taxes is going to push it up a lot. If there's already 1 million tokens and you're only buying $1,000, 4% of that, it's only pushing it up 10% of what it could have for a smaller. So the more tokens there is, all it does is the appreciation slows down a bit, which is why we buy more, obviously, tokens as a treasury, you know, not the backing treasury, the actual treasury itself of the protocol, okay, the investment treasury, buy our own tokens and we sell them as well to control that there gets a little bit more selling as well. And we can even incentivize selling. We can obviously then say to everybody, hey, you know what, this week, sell tax is turned off. go nuts, or you know what, we're doing
Sure.
this or we're doing that. There's so much we can do to obviously help the users, but like I said, we want to make sure every single person in this ecosystem makes money. Why? Because we are building towards an ecosystem. WarFi running great. Up 2 months from now, I'm going to be saying the same thing. I'm going to see it running great. What's the next thing? Once we've got 100,000 people, obviously in this ecosystem, and DeFi, everybody's making money again, and we're not having all these bad freaking Ponzi projects out there. All right, we've got people that trust in what we're doing. Then we say, hey, okay, what's next? We build a exchange. We become the new Binance, or you guys know me. I shoot for the moon like every single time. So my ambition is to take over the space, and I've been saying that forever, and that's what we're doing here. We need to make sure every single person in this project makes money, and that is my goal.
Awesome. Okay, well, I better get going. We are hitting an hour here. 2 last questions. I think this is an important one, so I just want to get it out here. But somebody a little bit panicked. Our WarBots will be paid out in this new token with the cell tax. If you're going to have the option, is that correct for WarBot holders?
You can have the option, but even if that was an option, right, you would be compensated for that cell tax. We would never cheat you out of your. So if you were getting $100 in WarBot payout, we would make it $104, and then you sell, you've still got your $100.
Okay.
We would,
yeah,
guys. You know me by
leave...
now. I would not do anything like that, and that's if you chose the Up token. Remember, if you just choose your normal BUSD you want to get paid out in, no problem. It's just an extra option, guys. Utility.
Yeah, and especially if you're just going to be holding on to it for a while, you might as well get paid out in rather than your BUSD sitting in your wallet. I've had tons of BUSD that just sits in my wallet for a long time, and it's like it would have been better to hold that in something that appreciated. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot regularly, then yeah, you wouldn't want to use something like Up to get in and out regularly. But yeah,
you might. But you might, because we will have liquidity pools in the Up token, which won't have taxes applied. So like if we have Up paired with BTC or Up paired with a partner token, you could actually use Up to buy that partner token without paying taxes, right? You buy and sell through Up and stuff like that. We will have things like of that nature coming out. We also will have things like, if you look at the roadmap, Up BTC, Up ETH, Up BNB, which would be offerings with much less taxes, right? So like, this is not, we're not trying, so like, different fees, we haven't built out that fee structure yet, but it will be synonymous with like, you have a bunch of BTC in your wallet, why not have Up BTC where that token appreciates your actual accrual of BTC by sitting in your wallet, right? And if people buy and sell in and out of Up BTC, it's the same mechanics as the Up token, only backed by BTC. So it's like another way to diversify your portfolio. I have 5 BTC sitting around doing nothing. Well, maybe I can convert 2 of them to Up BTC and see how it goes.
Okay, so we're gonna have to have you guys back. Maybe after launch or close to launch, we'll have you guys back because I do want to talk about the roadmap too. But we're just out of time for today. So last question. If you guys have more questions, I posted a link to the Discord. Feel free to go ask away there. Never invest in something until you're comfortable, until you feel like you have a good feel for everything. So go keep asking questions till you feel like, okay, I have a handle on it. Keep going till then. But last question from RMAC. Should we buy Up NFT or more WarBots?
Oh, good question. And I'm going to tell you to buy the Up NFT.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a surprising answer. And I put the financial advice ticker at the bottom to make sure people
Not financial advice.
Okay.
Reason being, okay? Listen to this, okay? Let's say $1,000 for a WarBot, right? That's 5 NFTs. You're able to buy 1,000 tokens as well. 48 hours after, obviously, the pre-sale, you're already getting your 10% on those tokens, all right? Then you go back and you obviously buy your WarBot. Okay. Now you're also getting obviously tokens because of your NFTs that you hold. So you're going to get dropped in Up token anyway, and you're getting percentage of revenue going forward. But you still take your money and go buy WarBots a couple days later, guys.
There you go. There you go. Straight from the chicken's mouth, right there. So, well, hey, let's go ahead and wrap up. Audience, thank you guys. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for asking all the great questions. Keep them coming. And if I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry, we just ran out of time, but go into Discord and we'll have them back for another AMA before too long. And then Jason and Nick, thank you guys for hopping on.
Thanks for having us.
And for sure, keep me in the loop, and I'll make sure my audience knows, hey, when minting starts and things like that.
Yeah. Make sure you check out our Twitter for updates, join our Discord, all that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And my kids just turned on super loud music. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah. Kids,
we've had
such a joy
kids
to work
opening
with.
doors and stuff, right?
Right. But yeah, I hope everybody has
Luckily,
a great...
I'm always fine with this regard. You guys are during the day. I'm always in the middle of the night, chilling in my bed. Don't worry, I'll have my office back next week, and then I'll look a little bit more professional. But I don't care about being professional, guys. My action speaks louder than words, you know, right?
Yep, absolutely, brother. Okay,
Eh.
well, hey, going
Thanks,
for
guys.
real now. We could talk all day, the three of us, but we'll do another one. But thanks everybody, and hope you all have a great rest of the day.